All financial markets are volatile. What you actually see is price moving in a wave. In the main markets, in the past trading session, we saw the VIX, the fear gauge of the main markets, starting to kick up. That put negative pressure on the major indices. Yields started to stabilize. The DXY couldn't quite figure out where it was going. That placed pressure on gold. We also saw oil just falling off a cliff. First Republic Bank is making headlines for all the wrong reasons. First Republic Bank disclosed on Monday that it had lost $100 billion in deposits in the first quarter, following the collapses of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. That prompted a group of 11 big banks to deposit $30 billion with First Republic Bank last month in the hope of stabilizing it, and it hasn't worked. Microsoft restored some hope into the market as it jumped over 7% on strong earnings. Azure, the company's cloud unit, grew 31% revenue, beating Wall Street estimates. Facebook's parent Meta platform sees the first sales increase in nearly a year, due to continued improvements in its advertising business. Expectations of corporate revenue were $27.7 billion. Reported revenue came in at $28.6 billion. This snapped 3 quarters of negative revenue growth from Meta. Meta is getting deeply into AI tools. Hence, the flight to safety retreated just a little bit. But the banking contagion problem is still there. We saw that gold dropped, and it dropped quite substantially. Gold is still in an uptrend after its recent sell-off back on around the 21st of April. If you're new to our beloved global family, a very warm welcome. One of the things we do is daily 3-dimensional risk management. We assess what would happen if the market went against us, if it went nowhere, or if it went for us. And we consider the for us case last. At the start, 3-dimensional thinking can be difficult to wrap your head around. What you need to do is to consider the case if price comes down, goes nowhere, goes flat, or goes up. But you must consider it in terms of the CTKS method. You must know where the objective dynamic market structure is inside the markets. You don't just guess, you need to know. We can see currently on the SP500, the direction is currently bearish. If we drill down into Apple's price behavior, we can see the pattern of Apple's behavior is one of consolidation. It's often common to see price will rebound between different levels. We see with the DXY, it was bearish, then tried to turn neutral, then tried to turn bearish. This is all part and parcel of financial markets. Price is always moving in a wave, but it does gather direction and momentum to one side or another. Turning to the crypto market, it's so vitally important to understand Bitcoin's gravitational pull. It's also important to understand that there are always opportunities within the market. The greatest gainers in the past 24 hours, top 100, were Render, EGLD, Nexo, Casper, Injective, Kronos, and Leo. The greatest losers in the past 24 hours, Pancake Swap taking out pole position yet again, followed by Nia, Algo, Zilliqa, Link, ICP, and Sand. Bitcoin gained a lot of momentum because of First Republic and the banking sector woes. Keeping your eye on price behavior each and every day is actually really important, even if you're a long-term investor. By keeping focus on the markets, you actually increase your synchronization score, and that's what the markets pay you for. We can see in the past 24 hours, Bitcoin came up and literally tapped the $30,000 level, and then it sunk down. When we use our 3-dimensional risk management, it becomes very, very apparent that we're following the consolidation path around the 28,000 for the end of month close at the current time, with a slight bullish impact. If the banking sector problems get worse, we would expect that gold and crypto will shine. You can see currently that we're not following the bearish case for Bitcoin. And these numbers at the end of the chart after that particular line are the end of month closeouts. As Bitcoin moves, so does the entire crypto market. And we can see Ethereum was on an absolute rally, but when Bitcoin came down, Ethereum came down. All of the alts came down. Except, of course, for the inverters. And inverters, they're fantastic to find, but they're difficult to find as well. Ethereum is currently 1877, and Bitcoin is 28,608. When looking at the Bitcoin shorts, we can see the shorts are starting to gather momentum inside the crypto industry. The longs are starting to lose a bit of favoritism. They're saying, I'm not quite sure what's happening with the market. But the shorts are saying, I'm pretty sure it's going down. We look at the market professionally. We have our foundations. We know how to read the main market and associated markets. We know how to find opportunities that reset every single day. And we enhance our pattern recognition, which is Rule 109. It's very important to be able to understand patterns and how they're playing out. Before we buy and sell, and there's so many ways to do both, we must have a positive excellence outlook, using Rule 734 to master emotional control. Professionals do not let fear guide their decision-making process. They let courage guide it. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. So when we zoom in and look at this sell-off and the rise and sell-off in Bitcoin, what does it actually tell us? It tells us a multitude of things, and there's a lot of things that you want to keep your eye on here. Notice this bit of a level just here in Bitcoin. You can see that same level in Ethereum. You can see it in XRP. You can see it in BNB. Just focus on that level just right there. You can see it in ADA. You can see it in Doge. You can see it kind of in Matic. Matic was a little bit wobbly, not a very solid level, but Matic has been very weak. So when the weakness turned to a strength, it overshot that level. Something to keep in mind. You can see it in Solana, but look at this upward gradient, upward slope you see there. That's much greater than the one that you see in Bitcoin. This is how you must look at the crypto market. There's also another thing that you need to do. When you look at a particular price history, you're looking for a pattern. You can know that Bitcoin's gravity is absolute. It plays out on all the alts, all of them. What actually happens is the inverters, all they do is to over-accentuate the negative or positive movement inside Bitcoin. It's still aligning with its gravity, but it's just doing it in a slightly extended or skewed way. When we look at this particular shoot down, it came down to this base, shot down, and then came back to around here. Now, how is that playing out? Do we see exactly the same thing? Notice that Bitcoin didn't sell down to this spike here. It sold down to around this level. What do we see here with Ethereum? Ethereum sold down. There's that level. Ethereum cracked the concrete. And then what it do? It came back to around that level. That's a good thing. What about BNB? When it shot down, did it come down back to this level? No, it went much further. It cracked the concrete as well. When it came back, did it come back to this level? No, it did not. It came back to this level. That's effectively the same as saying Bitcoin fell much further down here and then only retraced to here. Spotting strength, spotting weakness, spotting turnarounds, that's what it's all about inside financial markets. Do you think BNB is strong or weak? Please let me know in the comments. Let's have a look at XRP. What happened with XRP? How strong or weak is XRP? Considering what happened with Ethereum, is it stronger or weaker? This is the active learning you want to do. When considering it with BNB, is it stronger or weaker? Stronger or weaker with Bitcoin? This is the kind of active learning that you want to do each and every day. When I show you this group of charts, what you're actually trying to detect is strength, weakness, and turnaround. Let's turn our attention to ADA. What happened with ADA? we can see that Bitcoin, when it sold down to around this base. ADA, when it sold down to around this base. And Bitcoin is currently around here, around this kind of level. Where is it in ADA? It's way above that. Is ADA exhibiting strength? Please let me know in the comments. We talk a lot about, inside the masterclass, analyzing groups. The grouping can actually just be determined by what the patterns are doing. When we look at XRP, it came down, cracked way further than that low, and then came back around it. What is happening with Doge? It cracked down below that low, and it's just around it. Doge and XRP are forming a group. We can see with Matic, it came down to this low area, bounced but below this particular consolidation point. At the moment, Matic is weaker. What about Solana? Look at Solana. When it decides to go up, it can really go up. But when it decides to come down, it can really come down. And this is the truth with all cryptos. Congratulations again to Neil Gunn, who was the very proud awardee of the Someone You Know partial CTKS Masterclass Scholarship. Yesterday, we talked about a 24-hour challenge, or even a 7-day challenge, on gratitude. Brunner said, challenge accepted. When the markets go negative, it's very easy to get a negative mindset. Brunner said, gratitude can completely shift a negative mindset to a positive one. Part of the CTKS Creed, I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. When the markets go negative, it's very common for people to get upset. Please do not get upset. You want to focus on learning. You don't lose, you learn. Brunner also said, gratitude puts things into perspective and makes us realize that we are and have everything we need to be happy right now. That's just superb, Brunner, and it's totally correct. Yesterday, we talked about the 10-5-10 rule and also BORSOG, buy on red, sell on green, and the importance of being on the right side of the percentage. Very good work, Diana. You pulled out the key concepts well, my friend. Many thanks also to Someone You Know for his very kind generosity in offering that partial CTKS Masterclass Scholarship. And well done, Neil Gunn, again. A big thank you also to Terminal Orbit. Terminal Orbit said, I feel it's also important to remember what a privilege it is to be able to participate in these markets when so many simply can't, whose priority is otherwise to get themselves and their families through the day. I consider it a luxury in every sense and am most grateful. Thank you so much, Terminal Orbit. It's very easy to actually take things for granted. Being inside financial markets is one of the best things that you can ever do with your life, undoubtedly. But you need the knowledge. You need to know what you're doing. Please do not gamble. And a good one from John. I've developed some good rules. I only wish I would stick to them. Nice one, John. They can be a little bit difficult, but remember, better habits create a better life. When you transform your rule into a habit, you will win. We have to take conscious control of our habits, especially the negative ones. And it's not easy to do because habits, you become unaware of them. That's why they're called habits. If you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that life pullbacks will give you the strength for the next life rally. It won't seem like that when you're going through them, but it's absolutely undeniable in its power to set you up for the next life rally. Always solving your problems with positive excellence will make your world better, and it will make the world better of all those you interact with as well. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow. Bye for now.